Hey, I'm City Sports Noah Kozlov. Every week we go first and 10 with Sporting News college football writer Matt Hayes. Matt, let's get ready to go for week 2. All right, Matt, first up on first and 10, Boise State looking impressive yet again. Another win over a top team. Could Boise State actually be the best team in the SEC?
Noah, I stand before you a humbled man, okay? My name is Matt Hayes, and I used to be an SEC junkie, but I'm not anymore. I'm telling you right now, after the way Boise State destroyed Oregon 2 years ago, like no defense has ever destroyed Oregon, the way they bottled up Virginia Tech's vaunted power running game last year, the way they absolutely destroyed Georgia in the Georgia Dome, and then when Brandon Boykin, a star player in the SEC, comes out and says, Boise State's as good as any team in the SEC, I'm not convinced, Noah. This team could win the SEC. And I know that makes SEC lovers around the nation laugh, shaking their boots, whatever they want. This team can win the SEC. Right now, if you put that team in the SEC, they would have the best quarterback in Kellen Moore, the best offensive lineman in Nate Potter. And I know, hold on to yourselves now, everyone. They have the best coach in the SEC in Chris Peterson. That's right. Better than Nick, better than Les, better than anyone you want to put up against them. Boise State could win the SEC. It's time for everybody to finally embrace it and deal with it.
So from Boise State, Matt, I guess the natural transition is Notre Dame, right? As good a transition as anything else. It's a mess. What's going on in South Bend?
You know who I blame for all this, Noah? Lou Holtz. That's who I blame for all this. Because long ago, in a land far, far away, Lou decided he wasn't going to coach anymore because he didn't want to break Knute Rockne's record of career victories at Notre Dame. So the football gods looked down and said, you know what? Okay, now we've got a little response to that. Our response is Bob Davie, George O'Leary, Tyrone Willingham, Charlie Weiss, and now Brian Kelly. It looks like Brian Kelly is your perfect fit, this fiery Irish guy who's won national championships in the NCAA lower divisions, who turned around a Mormon CMU program. And Saturday, on the sidelines in South Bend, I literally thought something bad was going to happen to Brian Kelly. And I don't mean, bad on the field, they lose the game. I mean bad physically himself to Brian Kelly. I've never seen a coach melt down like that. And it's a sad state right now because that program has everything going for it, Noah. The tradition, the history, the degree you get when you go to that program, playing on national television every week. Why in the world can't this team win on an annual basis?
So from tradition and history and a great coach to two others, and Nick Saban and Joe Paterno, this weekend we've got, Notre Dame had the clean uniforms, of course. Of course, it's been like that forever. Alabama, Penn State, the same way. So do you think anything like what happened in Maryland with those uniforms could actually happen at Alabama or Penn State?
Did you see the uniforms this weekend?
I did.
Not just Oregon. I mean, the Georgia-Boise State game looked like an over 35 softball game. It's like the XFL gone wild is what it is. Nike has too much control over college football. Nike, Under Armour, whoever makes these uniforms. I mean, it's time to stop, okay? It looks like someone threw up in a beaker and just started swishing it around and said, okay, let's try this. It looks good. Finally, we have a little semblance of normalcy when we see Alabama going to State College to play Penn State, crimson versus navy blue. Your eyes can readjust. Your cones and rods in your head can readjust. It's college football again, the way it should be.
The way college football should be is talking to Matt Hayes, college football writer for Sporting News every week. It's First and 10. Go online, sportingnews.com, and get the remaining 7 of his thoughts heading into week 2. Matt, always good talking to you. Thanks so much.
Okay, no, my pleasure.